going on, everyone? So here we are 6 or 9 months later. I don't even know anymore. It's been way too damn long, but perfect timing for myself to get this thing done just in time for winter. So I'm gonna have to wait like 6 months to ride the damn thing. But anyway, it runs and I would say 99% done. There's a few things left that I want to touch up that are still bugging me, but for the most part she's done. Here she is. I tried to get it, of course, as close back to what it would have looked like stock as I could have. Not much else to say about it, really. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'll show you a few things that still kind of are pissing me off a little bit. Let me just grab my light. But for the most part, I think it turned out okay. One of the pieces I'm still missing, I moved the light away, that kind of is too much. This fuel hose right here is way too short. I have a feeling somebody cut this at some point, and it's kind of rock solid. It's old, it's definitely the original, so I'm gonna have to replace that. I just don't like the routing of this. I tried to get the routing as close to stock as possible, or what it would have looked like. And I don't really like how this looks. This hose needs to be much longer, and I think this vent hose goes on the other side of it, but I just put this on so I could run it for a little bit. What else annoys me? The swing arm, I've yet to fix well, I've got to polish this up a little bit. As you can still see, there's some blemishes, but I figured I wouldn't do that until I could get this fixed first. The chain adjuster is still busted in there. I managed to drill an 1/8" hole all the way through. I just have to go get upsized drill bits to put in a proper, I don't know if I'm going to go like a Healy coil or what, but I just have right now I cut this bolt down. And it works. Like, I'd go ride this the way it is. It's tight, but as the chain stretches over time, because it's brand new, this doesn't have much more room to back out before this just comes loose, so that still pisses me off. I wasn't able to get the subframe. I mean, I tried a few hammer whacks, but it's straighter than it was, but still not perfectly straight, as you can see. Kind of off kiltered a little bit, but not too terribly bad. I was feeling pretty good. I was a little buzzed when I put this left rad shroud graphic on, and I got most of the bubbles out after I'd sobered up, but it's not as straight as it could be. I don't like how this overlaps here, so I'm going to take a knife and cut that a little bit, but not near as tight as the job as I did on the right, but overall it's fine, it works. The seat cover is another thing. This thing, when I went to put it on the seat, it was like it is right now in the garage. It's pretty cold. It's right around the freezing mark right now. So the leather, I should have heated it up first to make it a little nicer, but I don't really like how it's lifted up off here a little bit. It's almost like the seat cover's shrunk. The leather shrunk a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's just this should be down a little more. Whatever, maybe in time with use it will go there. The rims, I ended up relacing both wheels, 2 brand new rims. These are cheap SRT branded ones. I've never run these things before. This will be a good test to see if they'll hold up. I'm not expecting them to, really. I don't know, like they're $100 each for the loops, so that's kind of dirt cheap. So I'm expecting to get cheap results out of it. We'll see. Maybe I'll be proved wrong, but for this project that I could tell I was going way over budget on. I didn't want to get any like Excel A60s or anything ridiculous like that for this bike, so they'll work. And another thing that I noticed when I went to start it was I'm still running into a problem with the shifter rubbing right in here. Sorry, not the shifter, the Kickstarter. And it's partly just the kickstart itself is blown out, but the shaft that this is on, as you can see, look at all the play, and the fact that the stop for, so you're folding it out here and see how this stops against here. Well, this is so worn away from obviously years of use. It really should be stopping out here, but yet it's so worn away it can go back quite a bit further, and then when it's brought down, it, with the right amount of pressure, it contacts the frame. So obviously I can buy aftermarket ones, but that's kind of pricey, and I don't know, I don't want to get an aftermarket kickstart for this bike when I've purposely made it look kind of stock as best I can anyway. So I'll try and source a used one probably, but not until the new year anyway. I don't see the rush. What else can I show you? Oh, part of the reason it took me so long to do this, to finish it, I'd have been done on time and probably would have got one run in. I got screwed over when sending my cylinder in to get replated by this company called CV Tech. Now I've seen these people do impressive snowmobile case repairs and stuff before, like impressive weld jobs and refurbishments of cases that should have been absolutely destroyed. But anyway, I sent them my cylinder to get re-nicosilled, and I sent it with this piston right here, which is an A1 66.35 millimeter. And I got my cylinder back, and I was just double checking their work with my telescopic gauges, and I noticed that the bore was, I was measuring an average of 66.45. So that's the difference of 0.01 millimeter, which is, sorry, 0.1 millimeter, math. And that's out of limits. Like that's way too big, piston to cylinder clearance. Anyway, long story short, they wasted about a month of my time. I didn't want to put it on the bike with this piston that I sent them, and I told them, like, hey, I think there's something wrong here. It's been replated to the wrong size, and they sent me their measurements, and they were insisting that this piston right here was a 6637, or what Pro X would call an A3 piston. So Pro X manufactures these in tolerances as small as 0.01 of a millimeter. Like the A2 is a 6636, and an A3 is a 6637. So they matched it to a 6637 piston, even though, I mean, I measured this myself with my micrometer. It's stamped right on the damn thing. It's in the box like that. And there was talk of, oh, maybe there's a mislabeled box and this and that. No, there isn't. Like, anyway, so I got screwed over royally. My, what should have been only a $350 repair ended up costing me probably, well, I had to buy another piston kit, plus shipping to and from Quebec twice on my own dollar. Like, I'm like $650 deep into this, so really not happy. I'm never using them again. Like, I don't know. They sent me their measurements. I even took this to a local engine shop to make sure I'm not crazy, and they said the exact same thing. They said, don't run this with the cylinder you have. That's too big clearance. And I don't know, what do you do? The CV Tech refused to warranty it, so I'm stuck eating it. I had to buy a whole other piston kit and wasted literally a month of my time until the snow had came by the time I bought my other piston kit. So I'm screwed. That sealed the deal for the whole winter, and also put me even farther over budget, which we'll come to now. I haven't even added all these up yet. This is the majority of the bills that I have collected for the whole build. I don't have everything in here, but I think most of it is there. If I had to guess, I'm probably near $3,000 Canadian into this thing right now, which is way more than I wanted to initially, but I don't know. In the end, I'm pretty happy with the way this thing looks. I think it looks sweet, and I haven't decided whether I want to sell it right away, or I think for the money I've put in it, I better ride it for a while and just enjoy beating myself up with this horrible riding dirt bike. But I don't know. We will see. I'm way over budget, but I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. Anyway, until next time, I'm not sure what bike I want to do next, but I have a feeling it'll be a 125. I have an itch for a 125 again. Those things are friggin' blast, and I'm sure everyone out there would agree with me, and I desperately want one. I don't need two 250 two-strokes, but with the money I've just put in this thing, I better damn well ride it for a little while, and who knows, maybe I won't hate it as much as I used to. It's not that I hated it, it's just that it's a very punishing bike to ride, and very different feeling than, say, my YZ. So I don't know, maybe if I get fast on this CR, and by the time I hop back on my YZ back to back, this thing will feel like it's like just on rails and floating around, and it'll be really easy. That's my thinking anyway. If I can get good with this thing, then the YZ should be a piece of cake. That being said, Ronnie Mac sure takes one of these things around quicker than anyone else, so it's not the bike, it's definitely the rider. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and any other questions, let me know. But yeah, here she is, and we'll talk to you later.